President at Invest USA. Introducing Michael Letts. Welcome back, Michael. What you doing?
Always a privilege, Bob. We love you to death. One of our favorite hosts, and quite frankly, we've missed you. Well, what have we been doing? Shall we say, what has the nation been doing? Going crazy with violence, that's one of the things for sure, and so much else going on for the corruption that continues to be exposed. And now the demands. It's time that we either get some action or we're not going to be able to move much further forward.
Yeah, I know. And I think with Donald Trump as president, that's going to happen. J.D. Vance will follow. I'm quite sure of it. But when you say Walmart and crazy people, we think of the ones with the pants that are too small and the butt hanging out. That's what we think of. But some guy went bat crap crazy and started stabbing people, and everyone was like, well, is it terrorism? I said he was either nuts, or we do have to look at the fact that it might be terrorism because it's Michigan, and that's a hub for the people who hate America.
There is definitely terrorism involved. We're looking at those links now, and quite frankly, we've known this for a fact. We said it on your show before. There are over 120 active terrorist cells in this country, and they continue to grow. That's a scary thought. How are they growing? Because we're bringing in Islamic jihadists who are acting as professors at our universities, telling our young people that America is evil and must be destroyed. We've taken our educational system from our young people and made it devoid of values and principles, so they don't understand right and wrong. They've got a fertile ground of recruitment, don't they? And now we're beginning to see the consequences.
Yeah, and I don't want to broad stroke and say every school, because we do have some really good ones locally. But in universities and bigger places like that, indoctrination is absolute. All you have to do is look around the campuses with the anti-Semitism and the ridiculous protests that are going on for Gaza, where a place where terrorists are in charge of making sure they get to eat, and they won't let them, so they blame Israel.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what we're dealing with.
That's just one example. That's exactly fine. I tell people this all across the country. We are in the most epic struggle between good and evil that I think the country and I think the world has ever seen.
Yeah, we are. Good needs to win. Good needs to win, so back good. Everybody get on the good side and stop being stupid. All right, so when it comes to this Michigan stabber guy, I can't get it out of my mind, though. The Marine who stopped him was holding his gun sideways.
Derek.
How come?
Yep. Well, quite frankly, I think he was doing a little desperado act. I think Derek is a tough boy.
Yeah.
And I think he was just kind of emphasizing your mind. You're toast.
Okay.
You moved the wrong way. And I'm not even sure I have to pull the trigger, because you remember by then he had been circled.
Yep.
Angry men and shoppers from Walmart. And I'm just going to step back and let them pulverize you. And if there's anything left, I'll finish it off with what I need to.
How hard did you laugh when you saw the elderly dude with the shopping cart, though? What was he going to do?
He was going to roll him over like a steamroller.
I was rolling. I was like, that guy can't fight, but he's going to just bumper car him to death. He's going for it. But the guy did not want...
his spike.
Yeah. But the hero did get him. Now, you said we know he's a terrorist. How do you know that?
Well, we were looking at his affiliations, and we are looking at some of the groups he's been hanging with. What we're trying to do now is determine what level of his involvement was, and that has not come out yet. That's still being investigated. But his associates definitely are involved with the sleeper terrorist groups. And so it's an easy assumption to make that he was not doing this because he woke up on the wrong side of bed.
Okay. Well, and when you watch the video, it's hard to tell. You can't see if he's Middle Eastern, if he's white, if he's Hispanic. You can't tell by the video. He's filthy dirty. But he's clearly deranged. We can tell that part of it. So everyone's like, is he a terrorist? I'm like, not all terrorists are from the Middle East. We need to remember that.
And remember what we just said from our educational system. They're recruiting from within now. And, you have to look at it from this standpoint. And again, I get back on how we're educating, how we're treating our young people. When I mean young people, I'm talking about from small all the way through college age. When we're telling them you don't know whether you're a guy or a gal, you don't have any purpose in life, you're living in a country that sucks, it's the worst country in the world, They're so angry and confused. What do you think they're going to do?
Yeah, and why would people tell children that when this is the greatest country in the world? That is very confusing to me.
Yes, and so that's why it's easy for them to then build up their recruitment in these terrorist cells. And these terrorist cells didn't just come over yesterday. They've been planning this for decades. Yeah. And they've been expanding and, increasing their profile. I tell people this, talking about on a federal level and the administration-wise, we know where the terrorist cells are at. We've got to step it up and eliminate them.
Yeah. And I really feel like if they've done this, I hate that we have to go through court. I know that everyone says due process, but gosh, we know he did it. He went in there and he stabbed up all these people. Why didn't we just put him down like a dog? Why not?
That's why I love you, Fawn.
I'm just like, I don't want to pay for him to breathe air and eat and poop. I want him done.
Exactly. One of the things that we've been talking about within this administration is it's not just a matter of, there's so much that needs to be done, but it's not just a matter of creating safety and law and order anymore. We're going to have to deal with our educational system to make sure that we're training our young people the love for America, the love of values and principles. We're going to have to make sure we tackle head on our judicial system. We have a corrupt judicial system. We have all these activist judges, et cetera. We've got to start addressing these issues, or even if we make it safe tomorrow, it won't be safe again in a month.
We've got to get back to Jesus, too. We've got to get Jesus back.
That's exactly right.
Do the dang thing. All right, so you said that his cohorts or whatnot are linked to terrorism. I don't know if they've been here for a long time and they're just amping things up and recruiting people, or did they come across that porous border in all the years that Biden had the vacancy sign? So do we know how he got here or how did he get here?
The file so he came in illegally.
Okay, well that's fun. There's another reason. That's why DJT is 47, ladies and gentlemen, because we're all sick and tired of the crap that went on under Mr. Autopen that allowed so many dangerous people into this country to not just become a problem, but become dangerous human beings who are doing evil things. And no, I'm not talking about all of them, but there are plenty of them, including this punk. His 42-year-old Bradford James Gill, or Gilly, that kind of sounds like an American name, though.
It's amazing how they can adapt when they need to blend in.
You know what's cool, though? He's so stupid, he didn't even kill anybody. I know that people's lives were changed forever, but Mr. Jihadi, you injured people. You didn't get to take any life, so mission fail.
Yeah, he doesn't get his bonuses, his 70 virgins or whatever it is. He doesn't get his bonus. So.
I think it's 42, and it's a bunch of Catholic nuns with shotguns, so who cares? All right, yeah. So this guy went in there with intent. Did he grab the knife off of the shelf, bring it with him? So, that would...
And here's what the facts they need to know for him.
Okay.
He came in and cased the place for 30 minutes.
Okay.
So you can't say that he went in and bought a gallon of milk and couldn't get anybody to wait on him and got mad and frustrated and vented out his rage. No. He cased the place for 30 minutes. Then decided for whatever reason after 30 minutes he felt like he was going to take his opportunity. He pulled out his hunting knife. It's a folding blade, 3.5 inches long, and unfolded it and began to swing at whoever was closest by.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm against Hill and Carey. He wouldn't hurt anybody if I was there. Yeah.
And see, this is one of the things that I'm so glad you bring up is because, they keep arguing, it's all the guns, stronger gun control laws, whether it was there, whether it was in New York, talking about with the assailant active shooter there, or anywhere it is. Especially the areas that have the strongest gun control laws seem to get hit the hardest.
Yep.
Because
they're fishing a barrel.
As you said, yeah. As you said, had you been there or have I been there or others been there, as soon as you saw that blade and that first swing coming, you would have drawn, and that would have been the end of it.
That would have been the end of it. I'd have ran straight toward him and pop. That would have been it.
And
that would have been it.
It wouldn't have had to be a trial or anything either. It would have been over.
Yep. And it would have been, I was in fear for everyone's lives. So
exactly.
That's why I love Missouri so much, because of our castle doctrine. We are allowed to protect ourselves and our property, bar none, when somebody is trying to break into a home. Whatever reason they have, whatever they think they are justified in doing to us, they are not. We get to protect our life, liberty, and freedoms and property. So I don't know what it's like in Michigan. I know they have tougher gun laws than we do, but
strict.
The dude in the parking lot had a gun, so
he had a concealed weapon permit.
Okay, so up there you can still get that.
You can still get it. It's tough, but you can get it. Just like technically in New York, you can still get it. Just good luck trying.
Well, if you're a former Marine, it might be a little easier.
I would concur wholeheartedly.
Yeah,
yes.
But you know what the news wants to talk about? They want to keep talking about the guy who went and shot up a bunch of people with that semi-automatic weapon, claiming he had an injury from the NFL. Dude didn't even play in the NFL. He was just nuts. So
yeah, that's you're not getting the whole story on that either. It had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with it. He was just crazy. But you don't get to be a murderer in this country and not get called out for it. This guy may not have killed anyone, but he has 11 counts against him of attempted murder, because that was his intent.
I did, no question. If he'd have been trained or a little bit better in his quote unquote profession, he would have accomplished his mission. He was just mentally. They found, talking about the terrorist organizations, this is typically what they do. It's hard to find somebody that's rational to engage in that kind of behavior. So they take those that are on the fringe. They're a little hard. They're on the fringe to begin with because they're a little mentally unstable. Hard to train somebody that's mentally unstable.
Well, he didn't know how to shower either, so that was part of his problem. I just, I look around and I see people who are either talking to themselves or they look like they're in the Meth Olympics running up and down the streets or whatever they're doing. And I'm just like, I wonder how easily it is for them to find people who are desperate like that and tell them, hurting people is a good thing. You'll get rewarded for it, if they're Christians or blah, blah, blah. So I couldn't help but wonder if this Michigan guy was casing the place looking for the proper victims, the victims who looked like they were Christian or the victims who looked like easy meat. I don't know. What was he casing it for? What do you think he was looking for?
Because, if you're sitting there for 30 minutes casing, you're not working up the courage for 30 minutes. If that would have been the case, if he was lacking courage, I use that word very loosely, his first time, when he pulled out the knife and somebody was running. No, I believe it's exactly what you said. He was casing it to decide what was who did he need to make the biggest statement with. And quite frankly, I think after 30 minutes, with his mental capability, he kind of figured, well, I don't know, I'll just go ahead and go after them all.
Yeah, well,
that'll make a statement.
Then to run away like a little, word I can't say on
coward.
the air. Yeah, we'll go with coward. Mine started with a B.
Yeah.
And get in the parking lot and run into a badass Marine, that was just the icing on the cake. Go to jail and sit and wonder if they give him bond. I'm going to be so upset.
Well, I will tell you, I will agree with you, but just like with the beatings and the thuggery in Cincinnati, they had just let one of those guys out 2 days before on bond. So that's why I'm saying our judicial system, and it has got to be reworked as well. We have a very corrupt judicial system in this country.
Got to fix it. I have 1 minute left. Tell people about Invest USA, Michael.
Well, if they want to go to our website, that's INVESTUSA.org. It's cherry.org, and help these officers make sure they can come home safely to their families. They've been targeted now. You know that, on ICE, et cetera. And it's not just ICE, because you remember they bring local and state law enforcement with them when they make these raids. So please, let's show them that we have their back like they have ours. Help them come home to their children. They deserve that.
Yeah. My little guy has a piece of paper taped to his bedroom door that says, "I love cops." So
I
It
love
just
it.
cracks me up. He asked me for a piece of tape. I told the story this morning. Sorry, audience, but Michael didn't hear it. He came and he said, Nana, can I have a piece of tape? I said, for what? He goes, I wrote something. And I said, well, what do you need tape for? He goes, I want to put it on my door. So I forgot about it. And about 20 minutes later, I walked by and it said, I love cops. It was funny. It's good
You
stuff.
can't beat that story, Fawn. You're doing it right. I hope
am.
that all of our listeners take the lead off of you. God bless you. God bless America. We love you to death.
Love you back. President of Invest USA, Michael Letts. Take care, bro.
All right.
See ya. Bye. Michael Letts. Good guy. Helping the popo. Gotta love him.